My channel. Peace and blessings. Happy Friday. Want to put some positive vibes on you guys' timeline first and foremost. For those of you new to my channel, thanks for tuning in. I'm Aaron Glenn, private personal consultant. I advocate for mental health awareness. I'm all about making money online. I'm all about mindset first and foremost. That's where advocating for mental health awareness comes in, and being creative. I was born an artist. I love to create things, and I've created my own income, created my own sources of income, multiple streams of income. And I love to share how I've done that with you all. If you guys looking for live mentorship, looking to make money online, you're in the right place. And here's the message for you for today as far as mental health, emotional stability, and emotional intelligence. Some videos that really just hit me out of the blue. It was about spirituality and about Christianity, something that I grew up into and I relate to because, is what I was taught. But nevertheless, it got me to thinking about accountability and how people just, they run from it. And I want to show you guys the uh, the danger in that. There's a danger in running from accountability, from what you're supposed to be doing. But nevertheless, let's get into this message, this inspirational word for today. Today is July 18th, 2025. I am nearer than you think, richly present in all your moments. You are connected to me by love bonds that nothing can sever. However, you may sometimes feel alone because your union with me is invisible. Ask me to open your eyes so that you can find me everywhere. The more you are aware of my presence, the safer you feel. This is not some sort of escape from reality. It is tuning into ultimate reality. I am far more real than the world you can see, hear, and or touch. Faith is the confirmation of things we do not see and the conviction of their reality, perceiving as the real fact what is not revealed to the senses. Acts chapter 17, verses 27 through 28. And read some more from this inspiration from the book of Hebrews, chapter 11, verse 1. Kind of hard to get through, but it was talking about faith. It's talking about manifestation. You don't believe in something, it's hard to really receive something, and it's hard to receive things into your reality for it to be real for you. You'll have faith in food, you have faith in liquids when you're thirsty, and hydration. You have faith that there are a liquid around. You have faith that you have the right mind to figure these things out. Hydrogen and oxygen is H2O, it's the ingredients for water. It's always available. You know how to figure these things out. Faith is important when, hold on, I got a call. I think my phone ain't really showing me what's what. Hold on real quick, y'all. I'm finna play this video. Well, never mind. Um, Faith, having faith in spirituality is really important. Faith in yourself is important as well. Faith and courage, confidence. I feel like all those things go hand in hand. I'm gonna read the definition of faith. What we just did, had that when you're going on embarking on a journey to figuring out who you are, or whether it's a new career path or a new relationship or anything that you're trying for the first time, or for the second time, but in a different way. You have faith that things will work out. Number one motivation factor for you to even embark on that journey to start that situation. I did a little video last night about faith. Well, not faith, but it was more so about manifestation and how faith ties into manifestation, and how manifestation is a broad category, but how it equips you with the confidence and courage to tackle life and go after the things that you desire and you deserve. And all in with mindset, I want to play this real short clip, and it's something that you guys to take away for the day. Give you an aha moment, even with this spirituality stuff, and how you got to have faith in yourself, because you can go follow the right person for the wrong reasons, or you can follow the wrong person for the right reasons. And this right here is an example of following the wrong person for the right reasons. You want some spirituality guidance, but this person who's guiding you isn't really being led by someone whose intentions are good for the whole, for the congregation, for the community. And about accountability, getting back to that, as a content creator, as a somebody who um, educates and gives to the public, anybody in this industry, in the public relations industry, it's important to be a certain kind of leader, whether you're an entertainer or whatever, when you're dealing with the public, and how to be authentic, because you can get caught up in the fame, the clout, the status that come with a lot of this stuff. A lot of celebrities, they get caught up in that stuff. A lot of content creators get caught up in that stuff. It's seen all over the internet. People go a little too far, a little too unresponsible, too unaccountable, and they end up in a situation that it's really not the best for them. My heart goes out to the people I see on the internet, destroying their lives for the lack of wisdom and the lack of emotional intelligence, allowing the negativity of the world to take you out of your position. And some people, we're so insensitive to just what's going on in the world that we don't even see when people are asking for help. And we're so self-centered that we act like it's a shame to celebrate other people's success. Tell your brothers, your sisters, and whether it's blood or just people on the streets, you're proud of them. You see somebody doing well, you see somebody trying to better themselves. Let them know that, yeah, you're on the right path, and I'm proud that you're taking action, to be that person, because it's hard to, as an individual, as anybody, to be accountable and want to work on themselves and actually be working on themselves, certain type of mindset to get started and to keep going. And it's just not a lot of love in the world. It's a lack of love. It's a lack of compassion. And therefore, a lot of these people who get in these positions, they lack that empathy, and they get so self-centered, so egotistic, they lead people in the wrong way. That's why I always start off with this message, because it's important to me for the people that watch me, the people that supports me, and those of you who secretly do so. And those of you who secretly do so, you just whatever. I just want to leave something with you too, especially for you, so you can be courageous, and to know that it's all right. Celebrate me when I'm winning. Uh, understand my pains. Just get to know me. I'm a friendly guy. I like to be friendly with people, and I just encourage people to be the same with others, because sometimes you're entertaining angels and not knowing. To be having a high horse all the time and looking down on people, you miss your blessings. And the way that you manifest and the way that you get to your desired destination is through people. You need people to help you with your blessings, whether you realize it or not. And whether you feel like you have a team or not, it's constantly people that's playing their role to be your blessing, to be your miracle. But you have to be conscious enough to know what role you're playing and how much action you're taking, and how you're engaging with what's waiting for you. Accountability is important. If you're running from situations that's constantly appearing, that may be where your uncomfortable is, and where you need to be uncomfortable to figure out how to get over that hump, to get to that next level, to get to that reality that the universe is trying to help you. It's trying to mold you and try to, build you to that characteristic that you need to be in position to receive what you really desire. And sometimes you're just not detailed enough. Um, you're too vague with it. A lot of people, they want love, and that's understandable. But what kind of love do you want and need? Do you want love that's understanding, love that's patient, love that's from a person that's, get detailed with it, so the universe could basically give you that situation, and you won't have such a big and you know, I want to say bold, but that's not the word. Just it'll tune in to make that experience more complete, that manifestation more concrete. You want money, right? How much money do you want? Why do you want the money? I want 10,000 a month from my creative sources and income so that I can live financially free and be able to help the people that I desire to help. That's pretty specific. That's pretty detailed, and that's how you manifest. I just threw a number out there. Your numbers or whatever could be whatever. You want 100,000 a month so that you can get your generational curses of debt took care of within 2 years. Whatever you, I don't know, but you got to be detailed and don't be like scared to be that because that's how we live. We co-create with God, and that's why you want a piece of spirituality because you know it's something in you that's more than this flesh and bones, and you want to be balanced in both. And you pursuing your happiness, these things that make you happy, and you want to know how to manifest it and how to do these things. So that's what this is all about. And I'm gonna share this clip with you guys so you can be aware of these people. Even what I'm saying, you want to do your own research and you want to check into what I'm saying is facts and if it's really can help you. Because I don't know everything, but what I do know is what I've been through, and I'm sharing my experience. So that's just what it is, and that's all that I'm doing. I'm just sharing my experiences. Hopefully, my experience can help somebody else not make the same mistakes that I've made. I get mentored myself. Everything I talk about is what I do myself as well. Um, it's no, I'm gonna lead you this way because I think that's right. No, it's just the way that I'm going, and this is what's working, and this is my journey. And that's why I get on here day to day so I can share my journey with you all, so you can know like it's good times, it's bad times, but at the end of the day, it's what I make it. This from All Things Jenny again. I was trying to put y'all on to her last night, but I was having some issues. Um, we just gonna get back into this because I'll play that clip later on. It was just really talking about this pastor. I don't know her. I don't listen to these people. I don't go to church. It's not nothing bad about it, but it's like I feel like wherever I'm at, talking about God, that's what we have in church. I don't need to be in people's face. I don't need to be donating money to you. I don't need your doctrine. I figure this stuff out on my own and I go congregate with people who think like, I'm not out here trying to push anything on anybody. But I do believe in Christ and I just don't deal with a lot of Christians. People phony. I can read through people and I just don't deal with a lot of people. I protect my energy. That's what I be on majority of the time, protecting my mind. When I detect that a person not as intelligent as I am, we on different IQ levels. I don't try to entangle with them too long. Like Jada said, entanglement. I think that was the word. Maybe not. I don't care. Whatever, right? I don't want to indulge with these people. I don't want to entangle with them. Swords sharpen swords. I don't need to be around equally yoked people. Not to judge people, but it's just to be mindful of am I putting good time and energy into what I'm doing with this person? Is this person balancing me out? And that's really what it's about. Everybody got things going on, but everybody's situation is not everybody's problem. And so forth and so on. Not saying not to be there for people, but don't be taking on extra loads. And that just is what it is. You got to protect your peace. A lot of people ain't gonna deal with themselves and be real with themselves, and they'll leave that load on you. But that ain't cool. You got to be able to detect that type of stuff. But anyway, what I was saying about this lady was she's sitting here telling kids about they might die, or they are going to die from being sinners. And I heard the kids crying in the background. Some of it was distraught and distressed. And I was like, wow, it's a way to do things. I mean, I know you're trying to teach them about Christ or whatever you're trying to do, but the way you present a message to children like that, and I'm not no perfect parent. I'm rarely there for my son. I don't see him a lot. I'm out here doing this type of stuff, and I'm trying to do this stuff, and it ain't easy to do on a day to day or just period. You're trying to learn, and you have distractions as well. But it was like what she was telling them, and I don't go around like people come to me a lot. I don't really I don't insert myself in people's situations. Like I'm not looking for to be Superman nowhere. I'm not looking to be useful somewhere. I'm just living my life and I do as I do, and that's just that. If I'm needed, I'm needed at that moment. But I'm not going to be overextending myself, if you understand. So it's like, yeah, like I'm not looking to be like, oh, let me see what I could do for you, or let me hop in your, like, I ain't that type of guy. Like, that ain't me. That shit really, I don't like that energy. I'm focused. I have purpose. I wake up, I know what I'm supposed to do with my life and with my time, and I'm doing that. I'm not trying to figure out. I don't have a lot of free time, and when I do, I don't like to spend it on frivolous things or with dull people. So it's like she was telling these kids like that type of stuff. And when I talk to kids, I keep it real with them, no matter the age. But I give them, you know, uh, I get them the message in a way that they could digest it. And also, sometimes you just got to be mindful too. Like, everybody don't get everything, so why the fuck would I keep or try to explain something to you if I already know that you ain't gonna get it? I can tell you like you're on the wrong path, and this may be a shine a light, so you could be curious to want to learn and lead to truth on your own. And that's how I teach, and that's how I give messages, and that's how I correct people. I'm not trying to be. When I see stuff going on around me that's injustice, I speak on it, because other than that, then I'm just as wrong. And that's the only time I insert myself in things. And sometimes I discern enough to know, like, if something going on that it seems not right, it's just somebody's getting their karma. It's not for me to help save a motherfucker. They got to deal with what they finna deal with, and that be that. Sometimes that is the situation too. Like, some people out here, they getting what they deserve, and it is what it is. And some people want to share their misery with you because they're miserable dealing with their karma. And you see it, misery comes in all kind of forms, shapes, sizes. You got to be mindful of that too, and the people you getting with. But this right here, this video, I'm gonna let it go play, and it's gonna sum up everything I was saying and why I addressed this video the way I did, and why I started the way I started, and why it's gonna end the way it's ending, so that you can leave with an aha moment, and also that you can know that you have a place to go for this type of information. It's a safe space where we to talk about how we feel, mental health awareness, and how to make money online. But today is all about more so mental health than making money online. If you more looking for make money online, just go to my links in my bio. Everything's self-explanatory. I don't do the DM stuff like that. If you can't figure the shit out on what I got, it's not for you. And really, it's that simple. Step-by-step blueprints. You watch the videos, you need help. The community's there. You ask questions in the community. That's why I created it this way, so I don't spend time in DMs and shit like that. I have a community that we talk and we just met on Thursday. We meet twice a week. So when we meet 2 times a week, that's enough to get everything out throughout the week and keep going on your own, because I work for myself but not by myself. And that's how I want to put you guys in position to work for yourself but not by yourself. If you need help, you got a community to come to, but you don't spend time not building your business. So that's why I don't spend a lot of time in the DMs, because I could talk all day, but I don't have time for that shit. So that's another reason why, like, you don't see me responding to the groups and all this and that. Like, I don't have time for that shit. Like, I got a group, and when it's time to talk, we talk about what we need to talk about, and we get the business. We get to it. We get busy, and that's what we do. That's what I'm doing right now. I'm putting this information out. And it takes time to do this type of stuff, and I'm busy doing this type of stuff because it's important. This type of information can change somebody's life and help somebody achieve their goals. That can spark and be the inspiration for their community, their nations, whatever. It just takes one person to make the right change, and other people would basically, follow lead. Just like, watched the documentary last night about. This is my first time watching this as well. It's called Night at the Museum. It's a TV show on Tubi. I believe it was called Night at the Museum, but nevertheless, right? I'm into a lot of stuff like that. Artifacts. You go to a museum, they got stuff in there. But here's the thing: they're telling you about where this stuff come from and the backstories about these things. Um, it was last night. It was about this shipwreck in history. It was pretty dope. And I lost my train of thought. It's kind of stuff going on outside. I was trying to see. What's going on? But I'm gonna let this video play before I lose you guys, and you guys lose me, and you miss out on this information.
Now, we arrive at a pivotal point in the manifestation journey. The inner engine that fuels both your vibration and your intention, your beliefs. Your intention is the message you send, then belief is the transmitter. It determines the strength, consistency, and reach of your signal to the universe. Without belief, intentions fall flat. Is the magnetic force draw your desires from thought into form. Belief shapes perception, persists reality. I think every feeling you feel, every action you take, at their core, is filtered through your beliefs. They are the silent architects of your inner world. You don't just see the world as it is. You see it as you believe it to be. You attract. Then no matter if you affirm abundance or visualize wealth, your subconscious programming will work against you. You'll repel opportunities or unconsciously sabotage your success because if you truly believe that opportunities are everywhere, or I am a magnet for abundance, then even in difficult times, your energy remains open and receptive, and the universe will reflect that openness in your reality. Manifestation. From a scientific perspective, good things always happen to me. Your RAS, you'll notice more synchronicities, more opportunities, and more real grateful. Conversely, if you believe that life is unfair, your RAS will point out every setback and delay. This is more than psychology. It's the foundation of your vibration. It stabilizes the frequency you're broadcasting. If your belief is shaky, your signal wavers. But if your belief is solid, your energy belief is. Here's a truth many miss. Belief is not something that happens to you. It is something you choose. Most people assume they must see proof before they can believe. But the universe doesn't work that way. Before you believe, you're delaying your manifestation. In fact, the most powerful manifestors proof. They embody the energy of certainty long before the world reflects it. This is faith, not in a religious sense, but in a universal and you don't have to believe in everything at once. Start small. Choose one belief to support it. That's how belief grows. Identifying limiting beliefs. is for other people. That creep in. Once you identify a limiting belief, challenge it. Is it absolutely true?
Yeah, I was just doing that because I don't know what's going on with the connection. Like, and he gonna drill it in about belief because that's the number one key. What you think is true. Where the mind goes, the attention goes, and the energy flows as well. And that energy creates that reality for that mind, that thought that you keep thinking about. But your mind keep going to it, tries to give you that experience. To try to keep that reality for you because that's what you focus on a lot. So that's where your energy is going to, and that's what you're manifesting. And yeah, the belief in what you believe is true. And what you believe in is powerful, and what you spend time thinking about is very, very important. This is where the power and awareness comes to play in your day to day functioning. You have to be aware of what you're thinking about. You have to put that stuff to the side if it's not aligning with where you're trying to be in life and where you want to. It's how you truly live. This activity that I'm spending time doing is these things is aligning with my future, with my true purpose, with my true self. Is it truly making you happy? And when you're not worried about what the world thinks about, you're not trying to people please. You're not looking for validation. This is how you truly live authentic. This is how you begin to know yourself, spending time with yourself, and really hear that voice inside your mind that's trying to lead you to these things. Just like this moment here today, it's no coincidence. It's just you being aligned with yourself and with the universe, and you on your way to get what you desire. It's just a few more steps. These things line themselves up for you, and you just present to receive. That's the gift of the power of awareness, being present to receive the present. But I'm gonna keep it going. I was just tripping about how I like to see that it's continuously playing. You can hear the audio, but the visual, I can't control it. But it is a bit irritating.
Serve me better. Replace the old belief with a new empower, and you won't rewrite them overnight. Even new results. Belief plus intention equals activation. Let's revisit what we learned in Chapter 2. Intentions are the blueprint of your those. When people say manifestation doesn't work, it usually can't declare, I'm ready for love, if you secretly believe I'll always be abandoned. You can't affirm, I'm abundant, if you believe I'm a financial disaster. Your outer world mirrors your inner certainty, not your hopes or wishes. The role of emotion in reinforcing belief. Emotion is the glue that binds belief and vibration together. It gives your belief momentum and magnetic power. Let's say you begin affirming a new belief. I am worthy of success, joy, pride, or love. You begin to shift your state. You are no longer just repeating words. You're embodying the new frequency. This is why visualization and attitude journaling work so well. They create emotional resonance with your desired beliefs. And when belief is felt deeply, the universe listens out, realigning your belief system to create reality. That begins by adopting the beliefs that this version of you already holds. Ask yourself, if my dream had already come true, what would I believe about myself? What would I believe about life? Then begin to act, think, and feel from that version of you. This is not delusion, it's alignment. And the universe doesn't respond to who you were yesterday. It responds to who you are being right now. Ciao. Chapter 4. Asking the universe with clarity. Asking is more than desires aloud or writing them in a journal. It is a focused communication with the field of consciousness, the intelligent universe that responds to your vibration, belief, and emotional signature. When done properly, asking becomes a bridge between inner desire and outer experience. Why clarity matters. Clarity is the energetic equivalent of precision. The more precise and focused your request, the easier it is for the universe to deliver. When your intentions are vague, your results tend like that face. Imagine you walk into a restaurant and say, I'll have. The waiter will look at you, confused. Food? What kind? Appetizer? This is how many people unknowingly ask the universe to be happy. I need more money. I wish for love. The universe doesn't respond to what you kind of want. It aligns with what you clearly and confidently request. The more defined your desire, the stronger the signal you send out. The universe for anything. You must be honest with yourself. What do I really want? Not what others expect, not what society praises. When we're watching, what would I choose? If I had no fear or limits, what would I ask for? If I were guaranteed success, what desire would I pursue? They are infused with meaning, purpose, and resonance. When you ask from this place, your request carries far more energetic weight. From intent, chapter 2, we crafted paths now evolve into questions and requests. Spoken clearly and confidently to the universe. Affirmations, written words, letters to the universe, journaling.
So yeah, run into a few little issues. I'm trying to do a little too much. But nevertheless, it's alright. Let me know if y'all enjoying this message so far. So yeah, manifestation is deep, there's layers to it, just like an onion. There's layers to life, there's layers to reality. And that's basically what that to try giving you guys an eye opener on, the layers to life, the layers to reality, the layers to success. and layers to awareness. Different things to think about, different things to focus on, different questions to ask yourself. But nevertheless, happy Friday. I want to end this week. I know it's probably been strong, been crazy, whatever, right? Some of y'all been making money this week, some of y'all haven't. But what I want to do is leave y'all with an opportunity if you haven't had a chance to make some money this week, or if you haven't had any encouragement, this here should leave you off this week in the right way, in the right direction. And this is a money making activity that I'm doing for myself, but I'm going to give you guys a money making activity right now. Of course, you already probably should know what it is, right? As far as these markets, because they're open today, they're open right now. Everything else I got going on is personal and private right now until I get my stuff situated. But what I do have for you guys you can take advantage of is make some money on these markets. It's been a rough little weekend. I don't know what's going on with the news. I got to check it out. Something happened over the past 24 hours or whatever. I was trying to get into it this morning, but I was like, man, whatever. There's other stuff to focus on. Plus, I was tired. I had just got a little rest. I was up last night trying to do a few little videos. I posted them already today. It was a little bit late, probably about an hour ago. Um, and yeah. So that was that. And then this is the situation I was trying to get to y'all right now. I'm down like $2. We're about like 240, 250. Um, here we go. And what's going on is this right here. Well, yeah, this the problem right here, right? Because it was up like 360. It's down like 20 cents. We're about 15. But since I got 13 of them, that's a decent little chunk of change, which is like $2. But this is what happened, right? Like it was like 63, 63, and it's currently at 345. So just 2 days ago, it was at $2. I was telling y'all, man, like you want to get in before it gets too high. I didn't even think in this week alone it would go from it was about 240, 250. It basically went up a whole buck. If you'd have spent $10, you would have got like probably 6 shares, and you would have just doubled your money up. And this, whenever that move happened, it's been happening all week. It's been happening for the past few months. Um, let me show you. These are cryptos. I got Ethereum in my e-commerce. I got this. I am going. I haven't learned how to do that yet, and I haven't had the time to figure it out how to learn it because I'm basically just nurturing my accounts and trying to. Oh yeah, we over here. These right here, which I could take advantage of, so you don't have to do too much with these. Like this one, I'm kind of concerned with because like it's like a baby starting to walk. It's at that stage where you done guide it a little bit, and now it's ready to take off on its own. So that's what's happening with this situation. The best way I can analyze and bring an analogy for you guys to comprehend, understand this type of language. Because with these charts, it is a different language. Even with the forex, it's a different language. You gotta get familiar with these terms and technology and with the language. It's scary at first. It's alienating. It's strange. But the more you stick around, the more you find out, and the more you understand. So yeah, that's what's going on with this. Why I'm on here a lot because it's like my baby starting to walk, and I want to see what direction it's going to take. If it's really balancing it up. How long can you stand on your own too? So I'm in a situation with that, and with these other ones, they're still being fed because they're still baby, but they have a lot of room to grow. So if you don't have a lot of money, what you can get on for free by using my link, I'm gonna put I'm gonna put the link in there real quick, and I'll get back to showing y'all what it is. It's gonna be in the comments, the link for this to get started. Because a lot of people like, I mean, it takes time to make money. Everybody should know that. If you ever work a job, you're gonna get paid the same day you work. Even for those jobs that do pay the day, because they do have work day. But I didn't get paid as soon as I have to get paid hours after I've done the work. So it ain't nothing for free. Ain't nothing like like even still have to wait for it to process. So the situation is it's still gonna take time, but it's like why not put yourself in position? Just like if you'll go to a job, you ain't gonna get paid right away, but you putting yourself in position, you showing up because you know you're gonna get something from it. And it's the same with this. Like, I mean, even when you go to your job, right? You think you should know, right? You know you're gonna get paid, but sometimes your check might not be there. And I've experienced that before. I've worked, showed up. When it's time to get paid, my check wasn't there, or all of the money that's supposed to have been there wasn't there. So it's like, things happen. You don't be prepared for that. But if you got a side hustle, then you have to make up for that. But yet still, like, you just don't know. You assume that everything is going to turn out the way that you plan. And that's what business too. You assume that you hop into business, things are going to turn out the way you plan, but sometimes you have to make adjustments. Just like at your job, when they didn't pay you all your money or when you didn't even get the check. I didn't went weeks waiting on the check to come and it went to the next check. Shit like that happen. It's life. And similar with business, like, you taking a chance on yourself. You taking risks. Just like you taking risks by going to work. You don't know if they're gonna fire you that day. You don't know if someone's gonna take your position, you get demoted or raised or whatever. You don't know what's gonna happen. But you're taking a chance by showing up. And that's the same as with this. Like, you don't know what's gonna happen. You can predict. Like that's what I'm doing with this stuff. I'm basically predicting it. I know what I want to happen, and I can kind of give you a visual on why I predict what I predict. Because everybody has like habits. I don't know what these companies' habits are, but I can see from time to time on whatever they were doing if it was working or not. And let me show you how. So this is how I figure out these people's habits, and I know that people with repeat their habits. This is the type of creatures we are. A dog's going to bark. You can expect that. A snake's going to slither. Certain things you can just expect, right? And that's similar with this. Since they started off doing this, being a situation or entity, what I'm saying, out here in the public for the public, as far as I could see, which was, I'll just say on my screen, which is September. I could see the September. It was kind of off. I don't want to, whatever, right? But since it's still the same year, though, I ain't going too far off. So don't get too mad. August 7th, 2020 is at 9:15. So for 3 years, they've been maintaining that price. So that's a habit. For the next few years, whatever happened, they could maintain this price by whatever they're doing. And then after that 3 years, they fell off. Let's see how far. What was it? 15. They fell off like 800, and they fell off real bad again. But they didn't. They were still in the game. That third year, like I said, 2023 of May, all the way until almost 1 year later of March. So from May 2023 to March 2024 is where they had a little hiccup. They had a hiccup. For almost 1 year, they had some stuff going on. But for the past 3 years, they've been steady. And then on that third year, they ran into a situation. But before the year was almost over with, they picked themselves back up. They was still down from where they originally started 3 years ago, but they not as far down as they was. You see, from 915, yeah, to if I could get it, this should be man, and I curse, yeah, so deal with it. To 856, so it's about, let's say about 70% off, right? My math ain't accurate, but I do make money and make numbers, and I make shit make sense, Roughly, I estimate it. So 3 years in a row, they're steady. The fourth year, they had a little hiccup. They fell off 70-ish%, but they bounced back. So, like I was saying, for 3 years, they showing you at that 915 mark, that's where they're going to be at. And they came back close to that within that fourth year to end that year, As far as years, when it's coming to make the money in, that's what we care about in business, how much you grow. What happened throughout the year? Did you bounce? Every quarter is different. Now I'm on the third quarter. I got to file taxes for the third quarter. And then I got one more quarter, I'll be done. And then we file taxes again with everybody next year or whatever. But that's what I'm doing is too. I'm breaking these quarters down because I quarterly taxes for my company. And then I do file taxes yearly like everybody else. But whatever, right? So May, it was almost 1 year. They didn't end the year like I said. They ended the year above. From May 2023, they hit a hiccup. May 26, 2023. That was the time for people to jump off the ship, and that's what people do. They'll leave you when you're going through something. And they went through something that May 26, 2023. They got hit hard. Whatever happened, I don't know. Shit going on. I didn't even know about these people then. I didn't, I didn't abandon them. But let me see, 1 year, if I can get this, bear with me. May 24th. So it's like almost one day off. May 24th, May 12th. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. So, yeah, it wasn't even a full year yet. But it has been a year because it was May 12th. And then it was like a couple days later. So, like a year and a week or a half. They bounced all the way back up. They's in profit than what they usually been in the past 3 years. They went up 74%. The third year, no, the fourth year, the third year they hit a tumble. Before the year was almost over with, the year later they bounced back with profit. So that was last year. Fast forward to this year, they hit whatever they did last year. They learned how to up the ante. So they went up 189%. So they found they sauce. And now look, this year, of course, they went back down, but they never went back down lower than that nine. Like I was telling you, like that's their guarantee, their rock bottom. Like this is where the floor resist. I mean, their support. It's like this where their stepping stones at. This is where they laid their foundation at. So they'll never really break that. They'll have moments where they may slip a little, but they bounce back. They figured out how to bounce back last year, and this year doing the same. And as you can see, like they doing a little bounce back from 155, which is 140. So yeah, they had major growth again. Like you see that, it's major growth. I'm in profit too with them, but it went down a little bit. I'm still in profit though. But it's like, damn, if I would have known about them a few years ago, even now, because I know that this year is almost up. Next May, they're gonna do their little thing again. You see, every May they up. May 2025, they up 114. This year, last year they was up 189. But that's because they come from a lower low. And in the past few years, they've been building up higher, so they've been reached a peak. And what that means is when they hit this, it's a resistance. This means that this is the price that they want to test. So once they break that resistance, that price becomes the new supporter, and that's the price today that always remain at their foundation. I mean, the solid foundation is their support. The number that they didn't broke past, which was the 915, which is the support now. But the way that they keep hitting up this 15, 13, so 1000 would be their next support. Is my guess, my estimate, because it's about. Well, I can't show you with my hands, but you see where my mouse going. It's a clear, stable line through here where it connects. You can build a bridge, and that's at the 1000 zone. And that's how you figure this stuff out. Of course, things happen. You can't predict exactly what's going to happen, but you can have an estimated. That's what this is about. And you want to study these things. You don't want to just go in there like, oh, it's green, let me jump in, or oh, it's red, whatever. Right? These colors do mean a thing, but they don't mean just jump in and jump out. They're just indications on what's happening currently in the moment, whether this market is building pressure to break its current price or it's losing support and it's dropping in value. So that's when it's dropping in value, it goes red. And that's the bear. Bulls is when it's going up. The horns go up. A bear brings you down, claw you. I guess that's where they get it from. I don't know. It makes sense to me, but that's the term. That's the terminology. And this is how you know if you want to embark on a situation or not. Not just because it's cheap, because everything cheap isn't always a good thing. And everything just because it's expensive doesn't mean it's a valuable thing. It just that's what they want. Maybe that's how much it costs to get the materials and put a item. That doesn't mean that the item is isn't really worth anything. You got all type of cell phones, right? Some are better than others. But the ones that everyone work, I got this for free. That doesn't mean it's not worth. You get what I'm saying, right? Like shit, you gotta really know the value of things and know the history of things and what that history may mean as far as value. Like the history with this company I just broke down, and I'm gonna do another. The history is important because this shows that this company is stable and that this company figured out last year how to grow. They was stable for 3 years, but on that fourth year, that third year, they did a change. And change is scary. You seen when they changed, they dropped. And that change was like, it was whoa. They fell down. And a lot of people probably dropped off the bandwagon. When you steady, when you maintain it, people want to fuck with you. But when you trying something new to better yourself or to better your image, your company or whatever, you're gonna lose support. Just like this what happened. They lost support. But while you going through those ugly times, like I was showing you with these videos and the mindset, it's important to know that, vision, faith, knowing how to manifest, knowing to have vision, knowing that your vision is possible, and not running away from hard times, not looking for validation from people, just being confident to know that what you're doing is capable enough. I mean, what you're doing is enough, even when you're resting, it's enough. It's something. Slowly but surely, when it seems like everything is falling apart or nothing's changing because you're going through this rough draft for so long, what it seems like, and then all of a sudden, you just keep on keeping on. Then one day you turn around and you look up like, whoa, whoa, what I'm doing is what I should have been doing. Like, I didn't have it wrong. I just didn't have it right at that moment. And success brings these experiences over time. Sometimes it can be overnight, but the timing is the timing. And when the timing is right, the timing is right. Timing is everything. And that's why I played that video as well. A lot of us want success on our timing, and we don't give the universe a chance to unfold in a way it's supposed to naturally for these things to happen. And it's time they probably learned that, whatever they learned, I don't know, I didn't struggle with them. But I got my own things going on, like you got your own things going on, and it's just one thing to take from this, like, don't give up on yourself because you feel you're struggling or you're not where you want to be. That doesn't mean you can't. mean you're unsuccessful. It just means you're going through a transformation. These transformations do look ugly from time to time, but look what comes from out of these ugly transformations. Uh, Situation where you could better sustain yourself. Now you have more to manage and maintain. Like they learned, they showed for 3 years, and that probably was even hard too. For 3 years, maintaining the same price, not really feeling like it's going to grow or having no growth. You see nothing happen, nothing. It's a long time to be holding on to no changes. A lot of people give up on the first 20 days, 90 days. A lot of people won't even get started on this if they knew it was going to take 3 years. But it is what it is. It's the journey. Sometimes the journey is going to be years at a time. Sometimes the journey may be overnight. But the story is to be told for those who completed their journey. So for me, the marathon continues. And let me show y'all this other situation. You probably get it by now, and this is really what stocks is. The forex market is a little different. I don't fuck with that right now, but I do. And when when it makes sense. Right now, I'm sustained. This is my daily bread. I don't need extras. I don't want extra. I'm maintaining what I have, and it's enough for me to maintain. So I'm focused on what I have, and I'm grateful for that. I'm not trying to be getting what everybody got. I'm not big guy looking for. Like I'm happy with what I got. I'm cool. It's my daily bread. I'm in profit in all my situations. Like it look ugly, right? This looks ugly. It's red. And for anybody like, oh, let me hurry up and get out of there. Why though? Yeah, it looks ugly. Yeah, you see it's going down, right? And like I told you, even with me and my company, when we're failing, when we're having these moments of a slope, a downward spiral, I'm not going to abandon shit. I'm going to sit here and look stupid until I figure it out. Because, I don't look stupid, but whatever, right? People will look at you like you're stupid or like you got nothing going on or whatever the fuck, I don't care. But I'm not finna abandon my shit because of what my shit look like to you. This situation looks bad to me, but this isn't a situation that I'm going to run from because I understand these situations. I have a different perspective on when someone's going through their tough times. And that's why I broke this down so that you could see it. And this is how I look at it with life as well. Like they started in 2020, so they had a 3 year run too. And I'm pretty sure they probably been out way longer than this, but since they jumped on this platform, and this is only one platform, by the way, that you can trade stocks and cryptos and EFTs. I mean, yeah, ETFs and stuff like that. This stuff's still with me. Pardon me if I don't get it politically correct from time to time or I mess up. But there's other platforms you can get these. You can have access to this stuff. I don't really know. Like Acorns is another one. I have some stuff on Acorns, but whatever with that, I don't really deal with it because I forgot about it and I don't care about it now. Whatever. I've been doing this one for the longest. It's easy to use. I like just period. I like it. I fuck with it. I used to do Cash App before they got acting funny and they cut me off. They had stocks and cryptos you could buy as well. PayPal, a lot of different other stuff got this stuff on here now, and it's available. Because this is the future. It's not. This is an app that's only for that, and there's other things on here as well now. But this is a financial app. That's what I usually use financial apps because I'm into finance, private personal consultant, business consultant, advocate for mental health awareness. I help people create their own online business, make a statement online, help you be seen online, help you have a presence online. Also, I do a lot of stuff as far as business management. So, and what I'm showing you right now is a little finances as far as investment and how to learn the market. But yeah, like this is a financial app, like uh they probably wasn't able whatever they had going on when they got on this platform, they probably wasn't able to do nothing for those 3 years. But that's the the risk you take with business. Like I might network with somebody like Team Angie. I get to the point where I put my company out for stocks, for sale like that. I start selling shares of my company to the public. I might want to put it on Robinhood, or I might want to put it on Acorns, and I might have to just sit there for 2-3 years until they actually push my shares into the public, or people start buying, or it lose value, or it actually hits the sales floor. I don't know. I haven't reached that point yet, but I don't know. But it's just something to think about, right? Like they wanted to do this, and they probably done it on other platforms, and maybe all at once. But certain ones they wasn't able to get into action right away. It took a few years. And when they finally did get action, they all lost money right away. And they stuck in it and they stuck with it and they kept doing whatever they had to do, just like I'm doing what I gotta do. It is what it is. If you're doing your passion, it's not really work. It's like you just having fun with what you're doing and you're being rewarded from the universe. Especially if you're being potentially on what you want, you're being directly. You're being uh I'm losing my mind. I'm losing my train of thought. Director. You directly know what you want, right? Wow. But yeah, so like, I'm not gonna jump off the board because I'm still in profit and I know this company got potential. I know what they're capable of. I haven't seen some of their habits. Observing. I'm very observant. And I'm just paying attention to what's been going on and what's going on, and that's that. That's how I'm able to capitalize week after week, month after month, because I have a vision. It's not no overnight type of thing, like I was saying. Like if you're looking for a get rich quick thing, this ain't for you. But if you're looking to get something going for yourself and you're willing to nurture it, then this is for you. You can take care of your shit and you can watch it grow and put it in the places that it's going to help other things grow. That's the power of abundance. That's the way that it's supposed to be worked, and that's the way that it flows so that it can help you help others. Just like what Jesus was doing with the gospel, he was always abundant. He never worried about nowhere to sleep, nothing to eat, or anything, because he always walked around doing things for the love of people. And people always, in return, show him the type of love he needed it. Never had to be begging people for anything, never had to worry about anything. And it's just out here, showing love, teaching people the way how to put themselves in position so they can be straight. Like I was saying when I started this off, you see somebody trying, let them know that they're doing well. Celebrate people. It's all right to celebrate people with their success. That's cool, right? Yeah. Don't be out here overdoing your part, though. Don't be trying to be Superman and people like, you help a motherfucker or you out here getting helped by a motherfucker. Make sure you maintain that shit. Don't keep on being like, now it's time for a motherfucker to take care of you. Because then people going to stop fucking with you. So it's like when you getting help, make sure you helping yourself to stay helped, to be in position, right? That's how Jesus did. He was out here just giving the game, and the people they was elevating, they was evolving, right? It's like he give people thoughts and ideas and courage. Now we have calculators, we have cars for these adventures. They was blessed with these thoughts and the resources to do these things, and they in turn use it to help themselves to help other people. Like we all use cars, we all use calculators, we all use phones, but you got to thank the person that spent their time and their expertise, their knowledge, their downloads to get this shit happening. We all enjoy a good meal. You got to thank the people that put these recipes together. That's abundance. We all have good food to eat now because somebody took their time to put these things together because this is what they pursued. This was their purpose. Everybody has purpose, but if you use it the right way, then it'll be continuously a blessing. Just like the farmers that has fields full of corn, and they go give it to the community, you know. Rather it be healthy food, and I don't know what the fuck they doing with this shit nowadays. I rarely eat, not because I don't have food to eat or I can't afford it. It's just I don't know what's in the stuff. I don't fucking know, like shit. They always want to send the hospitals, medicine, everything about fucking meds. Like, they a motherfucker on meds and they think that shit cool. Like, the fuck? I'm cool on that. I'm cool. You know what I'm saying? I don't want none of that. Everything you eat and drink puts you on the meds. Stuck at the fucking doctor. You can barely get insurance. Like, this shit crazy, dog. But hey, it is what it is. I'm not trying to discourage y'all from eating. You know, I don't. I'm I'm not educated on that topic. I'm just saying how I feel about what I've been seeing, what's going on. I've seen the difference in ground beef. Like, it ain't the same. I don't eat McDonald's. And like a while back, I tasted the burger, it wasn't the same. Like, certain stuff is not the same to me anymore. This is good. It's some ice water with some lemon juice in there, 100% lemon. So I make my own drink. You know, I don't even know what's in y'all drinks no more at these stores. It's so crafty with the fucking bullshit. So crafty with the way they poison us and destroy our minds and body. And a lot of y'all just go with the flow and help destroy your own self and society. Don't drink enough water. Don't eat no fruits. Running around toxic. Don't even, take care of yourself. Don't know when your body going through changes because you don't pay attention. Out here sick than the motherfucker, passing around viruses and germs and diseases. This shit crazy, man. Motherfuckers don't know yourself and you don't know how y'all here affecting the world. But you're worried about the latest fucking gossip, the latest celebrity, all that stupid ass bullshit. People crazy, man, and it's funny, and it's people funny, and it's crazy. And yeah, I said that first way and backwards. People crazy, people funny, people crazy. But yeah, I'm about to get up off of here, and like y'all want to take advantage and make the money. I done told y'all what type of mindset to come with this. Like, it ain't no motherfucking pat on the back. It's like, shit, you want to get down and do this if you want, and you gonna get with a community that's doing it and learn and keep growing, or you gonna hop in this shit and hop out. Like that motherfucker do. Start something and don't finish. It just leave it there to rot and mold. When you start some shit, especially making money, investment, anybody trying to be an entrepreneur, you finish that shit. That's the only way to have streams of income, and for your streams of income to be actually putting you in a position of wealth. You start a bakery, you never go in there and bake anything, you never go make it sell, you never even look up ingredients, then what the fuck you expect? You want to be a lawyer, you never pick up a book, you never attend classes, what do you expect? You want to be a athletic person, a muscle builder, but you don't even be picking up weights, you don't do any exercises, you don't even eat healthy. What do you expect? You want to be all you can be, but you spend most of your hours sleep. Hey, we can go on and on, right? You want to be an educator, but you don't want to learn. And that's what's wrong with the world. A lot of people don't want to learn. It takes too much time to learn. If I can't get this information instantly, I don't care for it. What the fuck I look like trying to sit down and learn something, right? I'd rather be having fun. I don't want to read no books. It's summertime. I want to go shake some ass. I want to go see some tits. I want to go be where they half naked at. I want to enjoy the sun. But when the summertime's over with and it's wintertime and all this shit's over, and the people who've been focusing, they're now here doing the things that you want to do, and they're in position to last through the winter to get them through the end times of the year when everything's dying off. when it's time to really focus on some shit, but there's nothing around because all the opportunities are being used by the people who've been using them and who's going to continue to use them until they need a break. And then you have an opening for a job. You have an opening. Bro. For peace and blessings. Happy Friday. Take
Personal Journey Overcoming Anxiety. Anxiety weighing heavy? Lighten the load with our support. This course set me on the path to success. Don't wait. Begin your journey today. Comment ready.